Come on, Murray, get it together, Murray. We like hi, Murray.
Yo, what's up? We back.
Shit.
One life with the fellas.
One life with the fellas.
Ooh, one life with the fellas is about to come on, y'all.
Maybe it's me, maybe it's that, no. Maybe it did, maybe it white, maybe it black, no. Maybe it me, I'm from the mud, I'm from the mud. I got it all from the grid, taking the rig, taking the rig, taking the rig. Maybe it's me, maybe it that, no. Maybe it did, maybe it white, maybe it black, no. Maybe it me, I'm from the mud, I'm from the mud. I got it all from the grid, taking the rig, taking the rig, taking the rig.
One life with the fellas.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Fellas, what's going on with y'all? How y'all doing today?
Man, chilling.
Hey, man, where'd you get that hat from, Murph?
I found it, man. I found it in the trash can somewhere, man. Hey, it was at my local thrift store.
Local
Hey,
thrift store?
probably was. They
Well,
got plenty of them down there.
I'm pretty sure like everybody turned their uniforms into the thrift store if they out.
Right.
Or something.
My thing is, why they got them in there selling them?
Hey, I could grasp my old uniform because I don't throw them away.
Yeah,
Bro, I've been trying to find somebody to get my blues to.
Now that I don't know what you can do with them.
Hey, I can use a pair of blues.
Okay. I got all 4 sets upstairs in the closet.
Nigga, you got 4 sets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Stop judging me, man. I did right with my uniform joint. My
Right, you
clothing
got
allowance.
your clothing allowance.
I used my clothing allowance.
That was extra money.
I couldn't hear you. What you say?
That clothing allowance was extra money.
Oh, sometimes.
Oh. Hey,
Yeah.
man, all right. Let's I'm gonna do black business of the week and get this out of the way real
Hold on.
quick.
Before we jump into that, jump into black business, what y'all think about what's Dwayne Haskins? Y'all
Oh
think
man,
about everybody. What for one? Adam Schaefer? What y'all think about his tweet?
yeah, that joke was crazy, man. I can't I ain't like it, man. You know, he just trying to. It probably was innocent to him. You know, he saw nothing of it, but you know, at the end of the day, like how you bashing this man NFL career, like him dying, him passing away has nothing to do with his playing abilities, what team he was on. You know, none of that. Like this guy's a father, a brother, a son to somebody, and all you got to say is sorry for your loss. You failed at football. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I like the way
Who cares about football at that point, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
It's no longer about football. You got like that man mother got to bury her 24-year-old son, and you care about football.
Yeah. Him and what is that? The GM for the Dallas Cowboys.
I didn't see that one. What
I
did
didn't
he
see
say?
what he said. What did he say?
So the GM for the Cowboys was like, well, you know, he was on the path to death because he left school early. So he should have stayed in another year, got a higher draft stock. Oh, I froze. They should have stayed in college, got a higher draft stock. He said he was partying and just living a life that wasn't, you know, of Christian value, I guess. I don't know, but he just wasn't living the right life.
So he basically trying to say this man went to hell then.
Like, man, does any of that matter right now? Like, come on, man. That man just lost.
Like, this man got, I know he got a wife. I don't know if he had any, did he have any kids?
I don't know if he had kids. I think he did, though.
And then, like, you got to look at the brotherhood from college that he left behind when he was there. When them did he win a national championship with them?
Yeah.
So
I think they lost. They won the Rose Bowl. He won the Rose Bowl with them. I don't think he
so
won.
Everything was all good while he was throwing football, but the moment this man have a freak accident, whatever happened to him happened. Everybody
that-
care about just the football.
That's just how
Like,
it is, man. You know, at the end of the day, we are all, well, most of us anyway, are employees to some big company, to some organization, and they will replace you just as soon as that dirt is covered.
man, some
Oh,
people
then.
gonna have your job end up before your obituary is printed.
Yeah, you mean
Yes.
as soon as your eyes shut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
your job
think
is
sometimes that we think we're irreplaceable, but we kind of not. But you know, to me, that's a
you know, and you know, I don't care how valuable you feel like you are to a company.
right.
You know, you may leave them with a lot of information. You may leave them in a bad place for a minute, but they're gonna overcome that.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
replace you with somebody else.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna happen all the time. Like,
it's a machine, baby. It's a machine.
just another number.
It's the
But let's switch to something a little bit more positive than
Yeah.
that man died. Rest in peace to him, and
yeah, man.
my condolences to his family.
Yeah, prayers for the family.
Let's jump into the Black Business of the Week.
Who is this week? Melanin Cafe, right?
Talk to my brain, not my heart. Like,
Melanin Cafe. I don't like
Melanin Cafe out of Opelika, Alabama.
Hello, my name is Catrice Hickson, and this is my husband, Jay Hickson. And we are the owners of Melanin Cafe, located in Opelika, Alabama. Melanin Cafe is the coffee shop, and what makes us different from all the other coffee shops located in this area is, one, we are the only Black-owned coffee shop, and two, we incorporate Black history into our business. And so the way we do that is through our drink names. And each of our names are after people, places, or events that happened within history in America. And the reason we did that was because in school, we didn't learn a lot of Black history. We got the simple civil rights movement. We got Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and Malcolm X. And so I wanted to bring like the people who was in the background to the forefront. I want to talk about events that have happened that we didn't learn about. And so with incorporating that history into our business, that gives us the chance to educate people so that we get an understanding of each other. And if we get an understanding of each other, we can open the tough questions and talk and get through working out the social issues that are happening within our country. But besides the Black history, we do sell a lot of different lattes, different flavors. We have
pastries as well.
Pastries, panini sandwiches, teas, smoothies. And then we also support other local small Black-owned businesses by having some of their products in our coffee shop. Like we may have like Miss Val's lemonades. We have Essie Sweet Treats. We have CC's Treats. We have different authors who have written children's books that we sell through there. And then we have local artists where we sell their paintings through our coffee shop. So we want to support our own and give them a platform so that they'll be able to be seen and heard through their gifts. So thank you.
Nico, you muted.
I just unmuted myself, man. Shout out to Melanin Cafe. I don't even drink coffee, but next time I'm in Opelika, I'm definitely gonna stop by and grab a
Hey,
cup.
well, buy me
I
a
give
cup.
it to
Buy
you.
me a cup, man.
I got you.
Hey, I went there and I think my favorite drink is a drink called the Black Panther. Man, they probably selling out the Black Panther, but I seen her make a post one day where she said she was like she need to make some other drinks to get people to drink something else because that Black Panther was sending it out so fast.
What's in the Black Panther?
Man, I don't know, but it's good, bro. It's better than Starbucks to me, man.
Man,
I just hate The timing, man.
I tried, but me and coffee just don't get along like that.
Man, it's good, man. I love the spot though.
But Catrice, if you want, you have my word. Next time I'm open like I'm gonna stop by, and if you in line behind me, you might get a drink. Who knows? Because I probably won't drink the coffee. I get something.
Support, man. Support.
Yeah, always gotta support. Also, if you want your video or your commercial or your ad featured on the Black Business of the Week, next time you see me post Black Business of the Week and One Life with the Fellas, just go ahead and drop the elevator speech. I'm just gonna pick the first one. We're gonna go down from there.
We got a pin on the group page, man. You know that people can still add it to. You know, if you just want to recirculate that.
So either add the pin, add the one in the post. Just gonna go down. I'm gonna inbox you, tell you to actually send me your stuff. If you send it, you'll be featured. It's that simple.
That's simple.
I hit Catrice last minute too. It was like a Friday night, late night, and she got it back to me within a couple of hours. So definitely appreciate it.
Right.
All right, so the next thing we're gonna actually go into part two of killing the stigma. I'm not going to get shot at. So this time we just want to give you some just the basic benefits of things that you can expect or that you can get in the military to better your life. If I'm saying that right. We don't want to like give you our experiences. We just want to like show you the benefits just in case you don't want to go to college.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. So I've seen and heard a lot of this generation of kids getting close to high school, graduating high school, or graduating, you know, in the last final 2 years, and they still don't know what they want to do. And you know, I don't want to say that, you know, college is not for everybody. So you know, we just need other options out there. And I actually asked for this topic because the option should be a military for people. I mean, if you just want to get away and do something else, you know, why not consider the military over, you know, sitting at home with your mama, you know,
being a couch
mad
potato
because she done locked you out the house because you came in the house at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Open the door.
So, you know,
hey, you can stop talking about me too, man. You can stop talking about me.
Hey, all day, you know that was you. All day.
But like the whole, I agree with Demir, right? If you ain't doing nothing else, why not the military? Where else can you go get an education, have a free room and board, go do a job that is not that hard if we really being honest with each other. It's not that hard. And you're going to get paid. Okay, you're going to get paid for it.
Right.
Hey, why not?
And you gain a skill set. You
gain a great skill set. I know we just said we're going to talk about our experience, but my job, I still do that I learned in the military. It's not even offered in the civilian sector, but there's plenty of jobs for it in the civilian sector. So why not? Murray, you got anything to add to that?
You muted.
Can't hear you, brother.
Yeah, my bad, man. When I think about why or why not, yeah, I agree. Why not do it? It's just as much as a viable option as anything else, as college, as trade school. I think it's when I think about it in comparison, right? If you can do it, it gives you a leg up. It has a leg up on a lot of other cases that you could take. And I say that from personal experiences. So just because say your plan is to go to college, right? It's still something that you can probably pursue and also pursue a college degree as well. You know what I mean? It's just something that you can use as a benefit to help you along the way through certain aspects. And we'll touch on some of those aspects a little later, but And I say, why not? Use it. Like, with everything. So it's a little give and take. So you might have to give up a weekend out a month, right? But you're gonna get some benefits as well. So you might have to give up 2 weeks out of your year, but you're gonna gain something as well. So
yeah. So what Murray's speaking towards as like giving up 2 weeks or giving up a weekend is pretty much the difference of guard, reserve, or going active. Like I think Demir has experience in what's active reserve.
Active, yeah. I'm active and reserve. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
And I've done that all of it.
I think Murray did guard. Or you reserve too.
guard.
And I went straight active. So we can give you just a couple of tidbits of what we experience in military life and like what you can expect from those. If Murray wants to go first, I have no knowledge of guard or reserve how it works.
So I'll just touch on some of the benefits of going Air National Guard, or I would say part-time military is kind of like what we call part-time soldier. So some of the benefits of being a part-time soldier are you don't really have to travel as much. So of course, wartime is like an extreme case scenario, right? But if we're talking about every day, your obligations to the military and kind of like what you signed on to is you signed up for how many ever years you enlist for. You're obligated to do those 1 weekends out of a month, which is typically what they would call drill. Then you sign up to do those 2 weeks. Typically they usually do them during the summer months as a whole unit, but you still have the option or the flexibility in some cases to do those 2 weeks anytime throughout the year, just as long as you get those days in. Some of the benefits that I experienced were tuition, the GI Bill. So mostly everybody has the GI Bill, so that's an educational benefit. They have options for you to sign up for certain medical and dental benefits as well. Of course, if you have those through your normal employer, it's probably be cheaper, but you still can work a regular 9-to-5 job or pursue entrepreneurship if that's what you choose to do. But knowing in the bag that you have like a part-time gig that's going to pay you pretty decent for the time that you put in. You can go to school while being in the Air National Guard. Like I said, you can work a regular job as well. They're gonna help pay for you to go to school. It's not gonna be 100% funded for your school. They have student loan repayments, and of course, if you pick a job that a lot of people not picking, you may qualify for a signing bonus as well. And signing bonuses are a lot more now than what they used to be.
But I've seen some signing bonus like 90 G's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they get up there. Now I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna look enticing, but just keep in mind your goal before you go for the goal. You know what I mean? Don't always go for the goal. Like the goal, the GOLD.
And I will say that speaking of goals, GOAL. When you joining the military, right? And me joining the military, my personal goal was, obtaining money for school and to travel, which I did both. But really, more importantly for me was the money for school. So if that's what you're trying to do, then let that be your goal. Do your time, and if you want to get out and go to school, get out and go to school. That's what I did. So to me, the reserve was kind of like, the just in case, if all else fail, hopefully I can get a job with the reserves, which I did. So you got to use it to your advantage. Take what you can out of it, because at the end of the day, Uncle Sam gonna use you. Use Uncle Sam right back. And that's why we bringing up this conversation. You gotta take advantage of your situations, and why not put yourself in the best advantage for you in the long run.
I give an example, Demir, for you switch gears. I have not the what they say, not to toot your own horn or pat yourself on the back. I have two bachelor's degrees. I have an MBA, and I have 0 student loan debt.
Hey man, forget what these people say. Toot your horn, man. Sometimes you gotta celebrate yourself, bro.
But I say that to also say that the military, being in the military also had me to see that through as well. So it's not, they paid for a lot of that as well. And also, you know what I mean? If my wife ever decides to go back to school, she's going to go back to school free as well. So my kids are going to go to school for free as well.
Yeah.
I was just going so to me, sometimes it's just not all about me, but you can, if you're not being selfish, you can think about, well, I'm doing this. It's not only going to benefit me, but it's potentially going to benefit my kids, my wife, or, on down the line, if you're thinking long-term and not kind of like short-term goals.
So, Demir, do you want to speak on like the difference that you from active and reserve, since you did both?
So for me, so I did 4 years active, and it was a little different, but not too much different, because I mean it's no different than a regular job, right? So it was like it's no different than working a 9 to 5, except for you have it's really no different than working to me almost like a plant life, because you work your 9 to 5. So when I got out, and when I got out of school, I worked in a plant called Joanne. Just throw this in there real quick. I worked in a plant called Joanne, right? And Joanne, you go in at 6 and you don't know what time you're getting off. So to me, military is sometimes kind of like that. But for the most part, my hours are set. My hours are straight set, right? But if there's an exercise or something going on, then yeah, you may have to work longer hours, or we got a big issue going on, which rarely happens. You're pretty much working your regular set schedule. Lived on base. Room was paid for. Food was paid for, except for snacks. If you want some snacks, then you got to go get your own snacks. But even then, I just take extra stuff from the chow hall or dining facility, whatever you want to call it. I just take extra food from there. That'll be my snacks. Chips, popcorn, whatever I want, fruit. I just take it from there. Free food. Get as much as I can. So and then so the only true bill I had was internet. You had to pay for internet, and then my car. So every dime that I got was mine to keep, pretty much. I mean, to me as an 18-year-old, man, you can't beat that. No way.
Let's speak a little bit more about active life, right? Pretty much everything Demir and Mona said. It was like lived on base. I went to work at 7:30. I was out by 4:30 every day. I don't remember ever working a weekend. But it also goes back to the job you choose. Different job, you have different hours.
Because aircraft maintenance, you work weekends, but we only work weekends like we had so many people. You work once every 2 months a weekend. We did.
As far as the schooling, same thing. Back when I went in, it was the Montgomery GI Bill where you had to pay. What was it? $1,200 towards it.
Yeah, $1,200 towards it. You had to pay $50, something like that, a month.
Yeah.
No, $100 a month. I'm sorry, $100 a month.
But now they have the post 9/11 GI Bill. I don't think you pay anything for the post 9/11, and you can transfer your benefits in the post 9/11. So I'm not sure that what Murray was talking about when he said that his wife and kids can go to school free. I'm almost positive what he's talking about, because I know Murray, I know where he was going with it.
That's called disability.
Yeah, that's what he was going with. I had to think about it.
Yeah, that's called disabled veteran.
So, but the post 9/11, I think, is like the Montgomery GI Bill was $36K, and the post 9/11 is like $90K. I want to say.
Yeah. So I end up using both of those. You know what I mean? So I use both the regular GI Bill and, since I had deployed overseas, when I came back, I qualified for the like post 9/11, and they have other programs like They have so many programs out there, and I mean, it's no secret. You just go read, and they're gonna tell you what you qualify for based off how long you've been in the military, if you deployed to X, Y, and Z location. You know what I mean? So you qualify for different things based off your military career, or how long you've been in. So it's sometimes you just have to, those are things that you would get on the back end, and some of the things that you can think about when you start thinking about life after service, right? And to qualify for those things, you literally only have to have been in the military sometimes one day. You know what I mean? So I've known people who've not even made it through basic training and had something unfortunately happen to them, and they qualify for, full military benefits sometimes. But those are like off the wall type scenarios. But if we're looking for it as an instance for, say, a child that's in high school right now and about to graduate and don't know what they want to do, you know what I mean? A better option for them to then flipping burgers at McDonald's, or going to McDonald's and coming home to the same hood or hanging with the same group of people that typically may find themselves getting them in trouble. An option to get them out, you know what I mean? Their way out could be to go to the military. I always look at it as a way out as well, because even if you say, well, I'm just going to take a job at my local McDonald's, Walmart, or at my local plant, how does that remove you from your situation? So if you want true change, you need to remove yourself from your current situation. And here's a way to do this and not allow you to go home and sit on your parents' couch and ask them to say, Mom, what you cooking for dinner? Or what, Mom, where all the food at? You know what I mean?
I would definitely agree with that statement, because like when I went, bro, I needed discipline. If I'd have been at home, bro, you know this for a fact, bro. If I stayed at home, I couldn't do no wrong. Like my people would have been like, our people would have been like, well, it's okay, baby. You come on, we're gonna get it together. Like I didn't need that. I didn't need to be coddled. I need some discipline in my life. So that's another reason to go if you lack a little bit of discipline. Right. But before we even get to the whole,
hold on. All right. So, and the difference of that, right? So, what Murray kind of talking about. So, the benefit of also getting away. So, if you go active duty, right, you go through basic, you go through training school, teach you your job, and then they send you to a base, to another location. That's where you be stationed at, right? That's active. So, reserve, you kind of go through the same scenario, but then you come back home. Right, so you'll actually be gone. So, and that's the good thing about also, if you don't know what you do, taking your time and going to the military. So, if you go to reserve to do all that process, right, you got 8 weeks basic. Well, depending on where you go, 8 to 13 weeks of basic training, then 3 to 4 months at least, some type of training school that you got to go to. So, that's giving you more time to think about what you want to do, where you want to go to school, what you want to do when you go to school, giving you more time to get your thoughts about what you want to, if you want to go to school, what you want to go to school for, instead of just, straight out going to school. Wow. Also, like Murray said, one day gets you benefits. So as soon as you get that,
like you said, man,
they gonna pay for your school.
Yeah, you doing that, but one thing he fails to mention, but I know we all know it. While you're doing all this, you're getting paid for it. You're not doing it for free.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're getting compensated for along the way, right? So every day you're being compensated for your time. So I don't know about y'all, but my parents would not write me a paycheck to clean the yard, wash the dishes, clean up around the house,
Hey, I got an allowance, like as in they allowed me to stay in their house.
Right.
Question from anonymous comment again. Question was, oh, I love this question. Y'all know what question it is. We get it all the time.
What was that?
What was basic training like, and what was military life like? We're not going to talk about my basic training experience.
So for me, right, for one, I don't like the fact that I had to. So they have open showers, right? Open base showers.
Mm.
It took a minute to get used to that. So, but in all honesty, you won't have time to think about open base showers. Like when you got a dude screaming at you,
They'll scream at you in the shower, but they don't care.
shower.
Hey,
Put the soap on your head and walk through.
the instructor would be in the shower yelling at you while you taking a bath. Like you won't care. So I mean, so as soon as you get there, right? So that you fly in, no matter where you coming from in the United States, you flying to San Antonio. That's just how it's this process. They put you on a bus, they take you to basic. I don't care where you're going, they're gonna fly you there. They put you on a bus, take you to the camp, and the instructors will get on the bus or they're yelling at you to get off the bus. They yelling at you, and they're gonna yell at you for the first 2 weeks.
Bro, I had a hat on when I first got there.
They're gonna yell at you for the first 2 weeks.
On
So-
the bus.
So mentally, you might as well get ready for it. Mentally, you can't let it phase you though. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna yell at you. You're gonna do push-ups, you're gonna run.
If you ain't in shape, you gonna get in shape.
If your parents have any kind of love for you at all, you probably got yelled at one point in time in your life.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's not gonna be no worse than that.
That's nothing.
Yeah, and I think we're a kinder, softer Air Force these days, or military point blank period. So they'll still get in your face, but back in the day they could hit you with their hat or slap you. They don't do that no more. They ain't gonna put their hands on you and like that, but they will yell. I will say for me, for the most part, I had a good group of guys. It was 60 of us, man. And, if I'm being honest, I almost cried the day I left, man, because I enjoyed the group that I was with, man. Like it was crazy. Like we all helped each other out.
You can be honest, you cried.
Hey, I almost cried.
I almost said it too.
He
but
cried a little bit.
I just
There was no dirt in your eye, man. You cried a little bit. It's all right.
I had a lot of fun though, guy, man. And then for me, for the most part, I feel like once you get past Air Force, once you get past week 2 or 3, it's really all about classes. You taking classes, learning about the Air Force history classes. You marching everywhere in process. You working out, running, doing push-ups, sit-ups, all that good stuff. But for the most part, it really wasn't that difficult.
So if y'all know me, you know my basic training was terrible.
Why
Not
is that?
because it was hard, because I'm silly. And I got in trouble every day for smiling and had to do push-ups. For smiling and laughing.
My nickname was Smiley in basic training. My nickname is Smiley. I couldn't stop smiling, laughing.
So every time I smiled, I had to do push-ups, but it worked out. It wasn't that hard. Yeah. What about you, Murray?
It wasn't hard for me as well, man. Like, I was in I'm not sure I was in Candyland. So
Oh yeah, so you
y'all
really
familiar with Candyland? I was in Candyland, so y'all already know how Candyland goes. So it was a cakewalk for me.
Yeah. I was in the Rock. 320.
But I'll say this though. No matter where you go or what you decide to do, as long as you put your mind to something, you can see it through. You know what I mean? Don't let nothing around you prevent you from obtaining your goal. Like what you're trying to see, what your end goal is, right? If you say, hey, I'm trying to go into this branch of the service, I'm gonna be here, you know what I mean, how many ever weeks, you know what I mean? Yeah, you may miss some people from home, or you may, miss your family members, or miss people, or not kind of like the circumstances that you in. But one thing that you can take solace in knowing is this ain't gonna last forever.
Right. It ain't gonna last forever.
And then at the end of the rainbow, or at the end of the tunnel, that's what I'm trying to get to, right? I'm trying to get to somewhere, and this is what I need to do to get there. So no matter what it is you're looking at.
And for the most part, y'all should help each other out. Everybody gonna help each other out to kind of make it.
Oh, of course.
Like the brother or sisterhood that you're gonna form in them 8 to 13 weeks, unmatched. I still talk to people to this day that I was in basic training with.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
As far as like the second question about what's life like living in the military, I mean, they answered it from the guard or a reserve perspective, but from an active perspective, it's just how you living now. Like, you're gonna make new friends, you're gonna go to work, you're gonna come home, and you're gonna chill with those friends.
Yep.
You probably hit the gym, go work out a little bit, and then you're gonna come home and do exactly what you're doing now.
It ain't no different what you're doing now, honestly. So I will say this now: in some career fields, there is no diversity.
Michael Redfield?
Yeah,
That,
there's no diversity. So I know I was the it was 3 black guys in my shop. So where I worked, there was only 3 of us, 3 black guys out of about 30, and one black guy was getting kicked out when I got there. So at least 2 of us.
If it helps y'all any, my nickname in my lab was Token. Because I was a token black guy. Yep.
I thought you said you playing Dungeons and Dragons or something.
Nah, man, they played it a lot, but I went down with that one.
They invited me to a bunch of Dungeons and Dragon parties, but I ain't never go.
No live action role playing for me, sir.
I could not see myself doing it, bro. I just couldn't do it.
So back on the benefits, like if y'all could speak on, like, I think the afterwards, I'm not sure the name of it. I really want to say it's called the ABC program, to where you can actually be enlisted in the military, but instead of going to work every day and being on a military installation, you will actually be enrolled in school
Full time.
Right.
Like
you go to college full time.
They pay you what you would consider E5 pay, staff sergeant. It's staff sergeant for the Air Force. But I'm pretty sure other military branches have the same thing. You know, you pretty much you join, you show them that you're a standout person, you apply for this program, and they send you to school, and they pay you. They pay your house, they pay your housing allowance, they pay you your food allowance, and they give you your basic E5 pay, and you go to school full time.
Yeah,
man, you gotta maintain the C average though.
Yeah,
can't just be in school.
but if you ain't, you know, why go to school if you're not trying to maintain C average or better? Right. At least that. At least that. Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Just pass the class. The only thing with the ABC program is after you graduate, there is a 4-year commitment to the military.
Yeah. But why not? You probably did 4 years before that and not served today. So why not?
But like you said, you know what I mean? They gotta give, they can't just give, you know what I mean? They gotta get something as well. So what they're getting is a time commitment from you.
Right.
And once you get that time commitment with the degree, depending on what that degree is in, you could come back as an officer and make even more money because they're gonna still pay you for that 4-year commitment.
Right. Can't beat
that one.
All right, so I kind of want to speak on one thing. I know we talked about tuition assistance, reimbursement, MGI Bill. Also, as far as going active, I know they have a bunch of intramural sports, and I bring this up. A lot of people don't know about it. I'll come back to Mark's question. Hold on, let me expand on what I'm talking about. So they have intramural sports, right? So you can play for the base has a basketball team. You play on that base basketball team, and they play other bases nearby or whatever have you. You know, they play on the base basketball team, and if you keep winning, you can go overseas and play basketball. And that pretty much is your job, to play basketball. But you have to be good enough to make the team to begin with. Let's get that clear, right? So, but
not be dreaming.
Right. You know, everybody think they're a star, right? Until they actually meet some other people that can play. So they had that for baseball, they had that for softball, they had that for wrestling, right? They also have Air Force teams. I know a girl out of Opelika that joined the Air Force, and she played on the Air Force softball team, and she traveled the world playing softball. That's all she did, play softball. You know, I almost joined the show choir. They have a show choir. I almost joined the show choir.
Tops and Blues. Yeah, I really tried to join.
Yeah. So Tops and Blues travel again. They travel the world, singing and dancing. Exactly what I was doing in show choir in high school. I'd have just joined them. My job would have been set to the side and travel the world doing that.
Man, we gotta pull some of that old video of you from high school, man.
Hey man, we ain't doing that.
Hey man, I might be in them videos. Don't pull that.
And then see, intramural sports. Yeah, I pretty much covered, man. Like, you know, there's so much other things to, you know, just coming in the military.
I know one of the that Derek mentioned would be called a special duty.
Yeah, they are special duty. Right.
One of the benefits of being active that you didn't touch on, well, you haven't touched on yet, is free healthcare. Like, everything.
Best healthcare in the world, baby.
Everything is free.
I got the good old TRICARE right now, man. I ain't paid a dime for nothing.
Yeah, but as a man, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like if you
No
think about
copay.
now, like somebody normal who has healthcare through their job, and for anybody who's not working, I'm gonna tell you what you got to look forward to: copays, and copays.
Yeah.
And then when you get prescribed some medication, you're gonna have to pay for that too.
Yeah,
Copay
and
on that.
copays. You got copays on everything. You got copays at the doctor, copay everywhere you go and use your insurance. You got copays, but you don't get that if you're in the military.
In the military, you just go show up, and they be like, all right, they'll treat you, send you on. You go to the pharmacy. If you're lucky, you might get 3-4 days of quarters. And
Hey,
you go back to
they
work.
used to love seeing you come through there with that TRICARE because they finna build the hell out of them. They know they're gonna get every penny.
You're gonna get every penny. It might take a little minute, but we're gonna get our money.
They're gonna get it.
To elaborate on
I
T's
know
question.
Timar was asking about the dollar amount of E5. So he's asking, can we elaborate on E5 pay? So E5, if you're going to school, right, for the ABC program that Nico was talking about earlier, E5 pay is about 50 to 60 grand.
Yeah, 32
If you-
something a month.
Yeah, if you include like housing allowance, substance allowance, and your basic pay, you're looking at about 50 or 60,000.
And a lot of that stuff varies on your living situation. Also,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean,
Where
that,
you located.
yeah, where you
base
located.
base pay.
Make it easier for T and everybody else on the feed. Military pay is public record.
Yeah,
You can regularly Google it.
Yeah, you can
ain't
Google it.
hidden.
Yeah. The only thing that it won't have is BAH, which is basic housing, basic housing
basic
allowance.
housing allowance. Yeah,
BAS.
basic allowance substance.
So that's pretty much food.
Yeah,
A clothing allowance and other allowances, because those vary based on where you're stationed at.
Yeah.
But as far as base pay, you can definitely just Google E5 pay. Literally put like E5 pay and it'll come up with the whole pay chart from E1 to O10.
right.
E1 is enlisted, O is officer, for just to put it out there.
I know one thing that kind of struck me when I was making the decision on where to go. You know what I mean? Is an E5 in the Air Force, in the Army, in the Marines, or wherever else you get, we all get paid the same.
Get paid the same money. Now,
You're like,
you will hear a lot of banter among
different,
sister services.
right.
We can do that. We've been in there. Y'all don't try that.
Yeah. So there's one thing that, you know, if people are looking or trying to make a choice, know that no matter where you go, we all gonna get paid the same. You know what I mean? Based off of your E status or your O status, no matter where we at, we gonna get paid the same.
Yeah.
So they got
So I put it like, so
and
that
not
made
towels.
my decision. That made my decision because I thought about going to the Army. I was like, I don't want to sleep in no hole, so I ain't going to the Army.
Hey, man. The hotels feel way better than a hole, man. That's all I'm saying.
I tell you.
But even that though, depending on your job, like I think all three of us have different jobs. We still got paid the same.
Yeah.
The guy at the gym that's giving you that towel after you get done working out.
Right. He got
y'all
paid
the
just
same
as
rate,
much
y'all
as
get
you
paid
out
the
there
same
working
amount.
all day. You right about that?
Yeah.
So the moral of that story is pick an easy job and make a lot of money.
Hey, I'm listening to him. Put some stuff that you can use when you get out.
Yeah. Don't fall into that trap when they, like Nico said, they throw that 90 G's at you. And you're like, man.
There's a reason why at 90 G's. When they offer some of the big signing bonus, there's a reason why it's a big
After
signing
90 G's, you might not get to spend it all.
Yeah. I ain't never seen this amount of money.
I don't say that you're going to spend it all, but it's going to be hard. It ain't going to be an easy process.
The only person I've seen a couple of them. I forgot the name of the job. They was at Preach Air Force Base.
Force asking for biomedical equipment technicians. They offer them a bonus like 60, but you're working on medical equipment. But the failure rate for that school is like 80%, so it ain't easy to pass.
Yeah, and don't be like me and listen to the American pick a job where my tech school was a year long.
Hey man, Look how it
Hey, we
benefited.
got somebody trying to hack our live feed, man. Should we let them on?
Somebody trying to hack the live feed? Hey, no. If you
This,
ain't military,
this
you can't come in.
guy. This guy.
What's going on, my brother?
Yo. Was it hack the live feed?
Man.
Yeah, man. Ooh, he glistening over there, y'all.
Hey man, is that Easter Vaseline I got on, man?
Hey, boy, you want to tell you got some good lighting in your house today. What's up, man? How you been?
Been good, man. How you been?
I've been pretty good, man. Just want to catch up, man. Make sure you get to tell the people how you been, man. Like we do at the beginning of the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm good. Carry on. Lee, man.
Man,
I was listening to y'all comments and stuff, man. I was in the car. I appreciate Nico breaking it down about y'all breaking down about the E5 and base pay and all that stuff.
Driving?
Yeah.
Did you wear your glasses? I see you don't have your glasses on right now. Did you wear them in the car?
I have my glasses on.
Man, danger.
I know you be doing.
Gone.
He back in the car. Just teleport it out, y'all.
All right, hey,
Me to come in.
yeah.
What she said? Trying to bright like Dang, man. Some Tina eating you up, man.
What she say?
Shine bright like
a diamond.
See, this is why I was doing push-ups and basic training, because I couldn't stop laughing and stuff.
All right, darkness.
I mean, I know that we needed to get to, man. I know was how can you enlist and be in school at the same time? I think we kind of covered that a little bit.
ABC program, but it's more that we can go over though.
ABC program, right? Reserves, right? Yeah. But not to count out, right? If you active, so when I was active, I was just doing like 1 or 2 classes at a time, depending on how much my supervisor let me do. Because there was one girl that worked with me. She was doing. They worked around her schedule pretty much. So she took a full load, and they liked her so much they let her do what she wanted to do. Some people are that flexible where they'll let you go to school as much as you want and still be active. So if you can handle that, most people can't. It's all to you.
I don't know about that whole full load trying to work and go to school. That's just
right. So, but I took 2 classes, and to be real with you, right? So when you get to your base, right, you have to do these books called CDCs, where they break down your job.
Development courses.
Huh?
Yeah, career development
courses.
Right. So you do these books, and you have to complete those books before you can do any school. So when you get done them books, you can go to school. You can do what you want while you're still active. So just because you're active don't mean you can't go to school. It's just all based on your time, what your supervision say. But for the most part, it's cool.
Yes, Tina, we see the questions from YouTube as well. Next question.
Yeah, Tina ain't lying. Yeah, it took us a while to see he was blind. I ain't know. Tina.
I'm really not too familiar with ROTC and how it benefits you in college. I know when I first joined, they were giving away an extra stripe or an extra rank if you had a certain amount of time in ROTC. I'm not sure how that works with college or if they still even doing it right now.
Yeah, so if you have some college or if you did ROTC in high school, they will give you an extra stripe, or they will try to give you something for your time is doing that.
Yeah, I think I came in 2 steps above, so I came in like E3, doing like basic training versus being E1 doing basic, because I had I think I had maybe 3 or 4 years of high school ROTC.
Right, so they give you the stripe.
I got a pay bump just for being in ROTC in high school when I first enlisted.
I got a question with that too. So, do y'all know if there are any like scholarships offered in that same capacity? Like if you're in ROTC in high school and you're going into college, like there's any scholarship available for kids that may be in that situation?
There are millions of dollars out there for anything dealing with military. If you got any type of military, there's some scholarships out there. For the most part, especially high schools, usually the high school will give away a scholarship, or the branch that they fall up under will give something.
Man, it's scholarships just because your parents were military, bro. So I'm pretty sure there's one for ROTC.
Yeah,
You just have to actually
Just
put
look
in the
for
work and look for it, or even
Yeah, now
grants.
they do for those people who are looking into college ROTC at any form. There are college ROTC recruiters that you can contact to get more information about, what college ROTC would look like, how it would benefit you, and that way as well.
yeah. And I will say, like, if don't let that deter you from going to a college too, because I went to school at UAB. UAB did not have an Air Force ROTC program. The Air Force ROTC program was at Sanford. At Sanford. So I would have to actually drive to Sanford to do Air Force ROTC if I want to do ROTC, but I could do it with them because the only ROTC we had at UAB was that I know of was Army. So if you want to go to a different ROTC college program, then you can go to another school within your area. And they'll let you do that.
Like, excuse me. Different ones like A&T has a Army one, and the school down the street, WSSU and GTCC, have Navies. So it just depends on what school you at.
Yeah. But one thing to realize though, whatever ROTC program you choose, whether that be Army, I think Air Force, Navy, or Marines, that's where you're gonna make your commitment to.
Right.
So you won't say I'm gonna go Marine ROTC, but when I finish, I'm gonna enlist in the Air Force. It don't work like that.
No, it don't work like that. So, but I will say this: the Marine ROTC goes through the Navy because they are attached to the Navy.
I want to add into what y'all saying too, though. Like, I guess going back to my question about the scholarship thing. The reason I asked that because a lot of our Black folks don't know where to go look for scholarships. So I'll just say this to say to that note what everybody else just said. Like, if your child is in ROTC or they're looking to get into it while they're in high school and everything, looking for scholarship opportunities, ask. If you know somebody's in the military in your family, pull them to the side and ask them if there are opportunities like this for my child is in ROTC. Is this a way that my child school can be paid for, whatever we need to be? Because a lot of times we don't say nothing because we don't know where to look. Or like we had one show before, we expect the guidance counselors to help us out, and a lot of them are just not operating in that capacity anymore.
I don't want to sound like the a-hole of the show, but that's kind of my role. You walk around with the computer in your hand all day. Use it for something other than Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like, if you really want this information, it's at your fingertips. Like, just Google, and like Timor said, ask somebody. I know you don't know what you don't know, but still ask somebody. May be able to help you with something.
Kind of jump on your question. Doing high school ROTC, I don't think you can go through a full ride of college off that. You're going at
Yeah.
I mean, they'll give you a stipend. They may give you a couple $1,000s or something like that, but
that's all. They're
not going to pay a full ride if you go to school. So just keep that in mind too.
Every dollar counts.
Every dollar.
Yes, it does, and that's what I want to say. But don't think it's going to be a full ride. I'm just saying, don't think it's going to be a full ride. It's probably not a full ride.
However, if you join the military, you can make that a full ride. If you just join the military. Not saying go join. I'm just saying if you wanted to. I would never tell you to go, and I won't tell you not to go. I would tell you use it to your advantage, though.
Yeah.
That being said, what would you, if you could do it over again, hindsight 2020? What would you do differently? Would you choose a different branch? Would you choose a different job? Like, what would you do differently?
I joined. Okay, y'all go ahead. I got mine out of the way.
You got yours out of the way? What about you, Mary?
I don't think I would change.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I would change it. I think I would if I did. All right, let me rewind that a little bit. If I could change it, I probably would have went active like Demeric did, and then kind of reverted to Air National Guard or Reserve, just so I could get that travel experience. Well, some good travel experience, I'll say it that way. But I would choose a different job. I chased the dollars. I didn't chase the job.
You might got a bonus.
I did. I went after the money. They were throwing money at me left and right, man. You know, and what was it? So it was 2000. I enlisted in 2000 and went to tech school around 2001. So I did a year in the Air National Guard while I was still in high school. So I was able to go to high school. I was able to go to drill while I was going to high school. So I was still getting a little money in my pocket while, you know, I was still in high school. But when I enlisted, I got an $8,000 signing bonus back in the 2000s. You know what I mean? so and when I re-enlisted, they doubled up on me, right? They gave me 16 grand when I re-enlisted. So it was more or less like, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? But, you know, I'll say this to say, while I was in, I was not looking for the military to give me a skill or something to use outside of the military, because I was going to college for that. You know what I mean? So I was in school, going to school for what I had planned on doing for the rest of my life. I was just using them to go to school and get a check, basically. But your path would be different. Your path may not be the same as mine. You know what I mean?
Hey, Barn.
Go ahead, Timar.
So you really wasn't Frank Lucas during college? They were just throwing you money like that? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you call that Frank Lucas, yeah, I had somebody cutting a check now. It's just when I used to tell you it was legal and not illegal. You doing something? Yeah, I'm doing something, but it's legal.
So Boney worked 4 times. Working the base passes, doing base passes.
Yeah, so I did work. You know, I still did. Like I told, I still have 6 years. Even though I was in the Guard for 12 years, I have over 6 years of active duty experience, because I also had the chance to get on active duty orders and work years at a time, a full-time job. And like Demeric said, I had supervisors cool enough at the time to say, "Hey, we value your education, so we see what you're trying to do with your life. So if there's something you want to continue to do is go to school." I worked full time and still went to school. You know what I mean? I had people that was flexible to like it with me like that. So it's easy to say, man, but you just kind of never know until you just, you know, you kind of get into it. It's possible, right? But you know, all things considered, I had a plan. You know what I mean? My plan was to use this as an avenue to go to school, to get a degree, further my education, and get the job that I want. I had no intentions on doing 20 years in the military. However, if I did, it would have just been that. You know what I mean? But my intention was, hey, I can go here, get a part-time job, make a little extra money on the side. I don't have to flip burgers. I don't have to do this. They're going to put good money in my pocket. And all the while, they're still going to allow me to go to school and pursue what it is that I was trying to do or trying to be in life.
Mr. Evans. Know how you follow that. I'm glad.
Full transparency now. Full transparency.
Right. So the job that I picked, I enjoy the job that I picked. So I picked the job that I did because I thought that I'll be working on fighter aircraft. That's what I wanted to work on. I love to see them fly. I love the noise. I love everything about them. I love to see them fly. So
don't nobody love that noise.
I also wanted to gain the skill set. So although I wanted to go to college, like I said before, you know, my biggest dream was to be a cardiologist. I followed around a cardiologist at high school. So I wanted to be a cardiologist. So I wanted school money, but I wanted to travel. I got caught up in making the money. I got caught up in traveling. We would do air shows all across the United States. When they told me day one when I landed at Oklahoma, they said you're gonna be gone 260 days out of the year. I was expecting that, and I wanted to do that. Most of the days we were flying, we were doing air shows in different states. You know, we go drop a plane off, and I want to, you know, let me back up. I want to get to this story, right? So I was telling people why not to be a cop. We flew to Virginia. It was 2 to 3 feet of snow on the ground. We land in Virginia. They park the plane. They give the cop a gun and a chair, and we leave. So that's why I didn't want to be a cop, right? The cop broke the plane off and sat in that chair for 12 hours until the next cop came to relieve him. You know what we were doing? We was at bars, drinking, partying, and all that good stuff. Anyway, so I wouldn't change it because I had a lot of fun in doing that stuff, like jumping from state to state, staying for a couple of days, partying, having a good time with my fellow airmen. So I wouldn't change that. Plus gaining the skill set at the same time. So I got out because I wanted to do more. I wanted to go to school. I felt like I was smarter than the position that I was in. And I gained the skill set. I didn't have the certifications, but I was like, man, I'm gonna go to school. I had met this young lady in Oklahoma, and she taught me into going to school. She was like, hey, you know, I'm doing this. Maybe you should think about doing this, because she knew I liked math. She knew I liked science. That's how I ended up going to school for biomedical engineering, and not just biology or something like that, because I had some influence there to kind of give me some background on that. But anyway, so I went to school for that, and the reserves for me was like, you know, a just in case thing. So that's why I stayed in the reserves. The only thing that I would change is I probably would have stayed active, because the retirement that you get out of that long term, for me, I feel like would have been better for my family down the road, in all aspects. So I would have been retired. You know, as y'all know, I just hit my 20th this past August. So I've been retired, sitting back right now collecting this check, where, you know, in the reserves, even though I hit 20, I can't collect my retirement check until I'm 60 something. So I'm gonna keep working until they kick me out. I love what I do. So
he'll for people who don't know what Demir do, he don't do a lot.
You ain't got no job, man.
That took a workout every day.
It's kind of hard for me to say I would do it differently because of the way my life panned out during that time. Because when I went to the military, I had my daughter already, and I had my son on the way. So me saying I would do it differently, I don't think they would be here if I had done it differently. But if I could have done it different, they still be here.
Yeah.
I would. Excluding that.
Yeah, excluding that, because I think if anyone chose a different route, you know, that is possibly, you know.
Yeah, I'm saying I'd have left when I was 18, knowing what I know now. I'd have graduated and been on the plane to basic training the next day if I could. Like,
you wouldn't have waited. You wouldn't have came to party with Timar, basically what you're saying.
Nope.
Pretty much.
We wouldn't have seen him.
Like,
he wouldn't have been a part of the original hit squad.
Hey, he'd have been an honorary member like me.
Yeah. Nah, man, like,
how you
once
put
I got
Gooseball down? Yeah.
I don't know nothing about no Grey Goose bottles.
Pull them out the pockets. Pull them out the pad.
Yeah. Whoa, man, you're not supposed to have that in here. Get them. Shut it down. All right, my bad. Go ahead, man. My bad. Go ahead.
Hey, we weren't supposed to talk about that, man. Nobody supposed to know I did that.
Man, you the one went back, hindsight 2020, and tried to do this stuff.
Nah,
I would have never hung out with you guys.
Wouldn't have been me mugging us in the basketball court or nothing.
Yeah, man, no, I just would have jumped Timar. And he been by himself, because I would have took him. He was a little thin fella back then.
Hey, you heard what T.I. said.
5'9" with the soul over.
I would have caught him on that elevator, could have been over with.
It looks sweet, buddy. It looks sweet.
Nah, like, but for real though, I really love. After I joined, man, I love the Air Force just that much. Like the relationships, the job, just the person I became after the military. Well, during the military, like the discipline, and just to see the job that I have. My job is precision measurements equipment laboratory. Enough words to say I do a bunch of math and I'm kind of a nerd, but I actually love doing it, and I would have definitely done it sooner if I could. And once I got in the military, the whole thing was. Once I got in the military, I really wanted to do the whole 20. My body said otherwise.
I want to do that 20, man, but I was just like, I don't know if I can. I ain't like that. Writing EPRs and all that other stuff, and I ended up doing it anyway.
Of course, when you in the military, hey, don't get it twisted. All of us saying all this good stuff about the military, we are really saying that there's going to be a lot of great things. There's going to be some good things in the military, but don't think for 1 second that you're exempt from dealing with real world stuff while you're in the military.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Big disclaimer out there. Hey, just because it's a government entity, don't mean there ain't no racism in there. There's racism. There's people getting raped in that mud. I mean, there's bad people still in the military. People will steal from you. People will try to hurt you. You know, there are drug dealers. There are drug takers in the military.
Yeah, drug dealers and drug takers. Yeah.
Hey, there's everything, every aspect of life, but it's no different than anything that you're going to deal with on your daily life at your daily job. It's going to be the same experiences.
Y'all ever had to do urinalysis while you was in?
Oh yeah, they tried to drug test
I'm
me out.
not going to take a urinalysis. You had to work at urinalysis.
I was about to say, you know, it was one point
going to take one. I took one every other month. I don't know why, like, bro.
Yeah,
I'm taking the drugs y'all giving me.
It was one point in time, man, where I thought they were trying to come after my come after me for a minute there.
Hey,
every month, man, they trying to get me out of there. But
I tested my second year in, and I didn't test again until when I get married, 2011. So 10 years later, 10 years later.
Yeah.
But when I got, because we went to Jamaica for our honeymoon.
Dang.
Yeah, she
Oh, Joy, we sorry.
I tell you what, I ain't gonna remember when I got married if I'm gonna get knocked off a camera like that. Okay. She let him back.
She let him back. She let him back on.
Hey, Joy got them hands. Joy got them hands, y'all.
Hey, she Will Smith.
You all right?
I don't know what happened, man.
You got Will Smith.
What you going with?
You got Will Smith. You got Chris Rock.
Hey, what?
Hey, but yeah, I went to Jamaica, man. I got drug tested 7 times after that. 7 times.
Literally.
Bomber Clyde down there with him.
Hey, they're trying to catch me. I think they're trying to get me.
After 2012, man, like when I first hurt my back, and they prescribed me Motrin because you're gonna get Motrin the first time you go in there.
Oh yeah. See if it's real. They're gonna see if it's real. Keep complaining.
I went back and they started giving me Percocet. I was at urinalysis every month. I'm like, bro, this is not random. This is
so Nico, man, we got any other questions, outstanding questions out there before we wrap up?
Nico, we get them secret inbox.
Yeah, I see the question in the feed, but we got any questions?
I ain't got nothing else. I do have one. I think we answered it, but it was our benefits based on status and or length of service or even the type of service. I think we answered that though. Like, day one in the military, you start getting benefits.
Right.
Yeah, but I will say this active, right? So or GI Bill. If you use the GI Bill, you are required to do at least 3 years if you use the GI Bill. I will say that TA, not so much, but if you use the GI Bill, if you don't do 3 years, they're gonna ask you for that money back.
Unless it's like you get medically retired within like
right.
first year.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. But I'm just saying, just straight up time. If you, because I've seen people join, pay the money, especially reserves. They would join and just not show back up. They'll do a year and won't come back.
Get the money, go.
Yeah, So
I got a question, man. This is for I'll answer it too. If you could go enlisted or officer, which route would you take?
Officer.
officer all day,
Officer all day.
all day.
All
Matter of
day.
fact,
And it's not just about the money for me, because all right. For those who Google and look at the pay scale, you're gonna see the pay difference in being enlisted versus being an officer. But
huge.
I think and we touched on it a little bit on the last one, but the quality of life and experience and respect that's gained with bars or insignias on this part of your uniform is totally different. You know what I mean? Like when you walk in a room, the whole room acknowledges your presence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody stand up.
Everybody stand up. You know,
Somebody
what I mean?
gonna actually announce that you there. That's the
Yeah. So it's you also, not only just but I'll say this, I would do it, but I would have wanted to be enlisted at some point in time. So you can know how those people, how they're viewed. Because in the light that I've seen officers, they've been viewed in a bad light, right? In a bad sort of, well, some of them, not all of them, but they do get like a bad rep sometimes.
Because they're not understanding. They just pushing the machine. They ain't really seeing
Right. Yeah. So they have objectives and goals, and they just want to. It's almost like I need to check all these boxes to make myself look good, and they're not thinking about their people. So to have one, like sometimes we say, some of the best leaders come from among us. So I think some of the best leaders are some of the people that we right beside. You know what I mean? In those type of environments, because they know the ground, right? So when you know the ground and you're uplifted, you can lead those people to a better light, I think.
Speaking of officers, Colonel Ramsey, if you ever see this, I appreciate you. You could have ended my career in Mississippi, but you didn't. I appreciate you.
We ain't gonna ask about that.
Right. But they do get treated a lot better. Better living arrangement. I mean, Air Force living arrangement really ain't that bad.
Right.
But I mean, to be officer is even better, especially in a deployed environment, to where, if I'm not mistaken, Air Force anyway, they have their own room to where enlisted. We doubling up. 2 to 4 people in a 10x10 room with bunk beds, and you got bags and everything. So.
Hey, in our defense, man, we did work with some pilots, Demir, so they were a little arrogant as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
that's a different group of people.
And that's kind of crazy, man, because some people, they get to that rank, man, and they just lose common sense. Like I had a dude, he said, why isn't this system working in the official position? I said, official position? What is that?
The OFF.
I was like, dude, are you serious?
I lost it, bro. I really would have lost it.
I couldn't believe it. I told him, think about this, sir. I said, let me put it to you plainly. That if you had a fan and you want to turn it on, what would you turn it? He said, I turn it to the 1. I said, yeah. All right. I said, now you cold. What you do? I turn it off. Okay, all right, bet. And I just walked out. Like, come on, man. The official position? Get out of here.
I've seen many 350 tags with crazy stuff on it.
Yeah, I got you.
Tell somebody to take the elevator in the back.
Okay. So T, you got anything, man? Besides, you would have went in the military 2 years ago.
I tried to get that joker to join, man.
I did too, man. He used to ask me too. I'm like, man, do it. It's too late. It's too late, man. I can't.
I play basketball. Them kids showed them up.
Hey, to keep it a buck with you, man, you still got 2 more years. The age of 39, you got 2 more years, man. That's all I'm saying.
They actually pushed it up to 39.
Yeah,
I thought it was 42 now for enlisted.
I saw 39 when I just gave somebody some info the other day.
Okay,
get him in there. Anybody who's going to graduate high school, you're going to be going to basic training with Tamarcus Milton. Let's do it.
Yeah, you're going to be your dorm.
He's going to be your dorm mate. Let's go.
What a young old looking dude over here, man. He's young, but I think he's old at the same time.
Yeah.
They go 38.
Hey, real quick, Nico and T Bonnie, what was y'all job in dorms, basic training?
I was the shoe person.
The shoe person.
Had to line the shoes up and sweep under the beds. I forgot the actual name of it.
I used to have to go to the chow hall and tell them we was on our way.
Yep, that was me. He tried to get me from quit smiling. So the way the chow hall set up, you know, they got this long table where all the instructors sit.
The snake
pit. The snake pit. So he was trying to get me to stop smiling, so he made me the chow runner. He fired the old chow runner because the dude messing up anyway. But anyway, so I'll go up there and I be smiling like, "Sir, squadron." Bro, they used to eat me up, man. They were laughing so hard. I wouldn't get in trouble, man. They were laughing so hard, man. They wouldn't.
My other job was Timor. Shut up! Don't even say nothing. Matter of fact, nobody wants to say nothing. I was a chapel guy, man.
Oh man. Hey, and we're gonna end on that note.
Let's wrap it up.
Why I can't be a chapel guy, man?
Let's wrap it up.
You mean as you walk people to church?
Yeah, man, I was a chapel guy, man.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
But church was a safe haven, you know.
Yeah.
Who was Christian Daniel?
That's my cousin. That's my cousin.
This is definitely an Air Force conversation.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, that last
part. We went off the military part.
Yeah,
we were just catching up. I'm sorry.
We did.
Yeah, we just catching up, having a good time now.
Yeah, sorry.
What you got for me? You got some Army stuff for me before we wrap it up? Because I got a nice quote today. I thought about this early this morning too. I was at the chiropractor, man, trying to get my back looked at. Nobody? Next question. Yes, I think it's good anyway, but don't judge me about my quotes.
Go ahead, Nico. What you got?
All right. So since we've already about an hour, some, you know.
Oh man, she's so bad.
Don't do
that. She's so petty. She's so petty, man. I love it. That's my cousin.
Hey, from that comment, I know from your family. You gotta be your family from that comment.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, cousin. All right. So look.
Too late for that.
Get ready to wrap this up. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. Make today the best day of your life. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's not promised. Peace and blessings. I love you. Have a great day. Own it with purpose.